had some really fond memories here at Syracuse University. And I think it's important for me to continue to come to the campus and talk to students.
Up on News Live at 6, Syracuse Mayor Sharon Owens visited campus last night. Stay tuned for an exclusive sit-down interview covering the issues facing the Salt City.
Plus, the men's basketball team announced next season's head coach, and you might recognize the alum's name.
And it's Syracuse's 156th birthday today. How Cuse supporters nationwide are celebrating by giving back. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse Mayor Sharon Owens paid a visit to SU's Student Government Association meeting last night. Welcome to News Live at 6 for this Tuesday. I'm Moira Vaughan.
And I'm Jude, Bazerman, filling in for Isabella Galan. Owens has emphasized her desire to maintain a relationship with the school and its students. Our Luke Welch sat down with her following the meeting and asked about some of the most important issues facing the Salt City.
Mayor Sharon Owens, thank you for joining us today. Mayor Sharon Owens, thank you for joining us this evening. I wanted to start by asking you why you think it's important to foster such an open relationship with Syracuse University.
I mean, it's my alma mater. I had some really fond memories here at Syracuse University. And I think it's important for me to continue to come to the campus and talk to students. So I'm really recruiting students to stay here like I did. Really helping people understand there's a path here in Syracuse. Particularly now, the way we're growing and the way we're moving, even if it's for a moment, but really to be engaged in the neighborhoods in Syracuse.
In your view, what are possibilities that the city can work with SU students to maximize the efficiency of the I-81 Viaduct project and the future of Syracuse?
I mean, this is a research university, and you have an amazing architectural school. You have an amazing social work school, an education school, and there's so many different components of what's going on with the I-81 project beyond just bricks and mortar. Along with the I-81 project is the new development of SUNY Hospital, which is a neighbor here up on the hill, to really expand the health care for pediatric emergency care. Particularly for the I-81 project, it is ensuring that you're learning about the history of the 15th Ward before we talk about the future of Almond Street.
You mentioned in the forum that 51% of properties in Syracuse do not pay property taxes, and the university itself being a large contributor to that. What do you think is the best route to go in terms of collecting the necessary funds for the city?
Yeah, we are going to be entering in this service agreement with the university. Right now we get $2.5 million from the university. We're looking at other models throughout the state of New York, Ithaca with Cornell. We also want to look at what that relationship means as far as, are there amenities in our community that Syracuse University could take over development for, maintenance for, that type of thing. So those conversations are happening now. It is not, we've been having this conversation across the I-90 corridor between Buffalo, Albany, the state capital, and Rochester, because that tax disparity is unsustainable. And so we're really looking at taking a look at a formula, creation of a formula, that if it's not the entire assessed value of not-for-profit organizations like Syracuse University, what about a percentage?
Mayor Sharon Owens, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You can watch the full interview on our YouTube page where the mayor addresses issues like recent ICE raids, public housing, and her reaction to the upcoming change in Syracuse leadership.
And sticking with the mayor, Sharon Owens was joined by County Executive Ryan McMahon to unveil refurbished temporary housing units. And these units will host residents whose homes are renovated to clear lead exposure. The apartments are single-family units that are available via a wait list. The two opened today are the first of many expected to be built over the next few years, and McMahon emphasized the importance of this financial partnership.
A great partnership. We're going to continue to put money into this issue, and at some point, I'd like to know what the dollar figure is to solve it. It's a moving target, but this is a good day. Families that are in really bad situations now have a place to go and function as a family.
And the city is still standing firm on its 5-year timeline in removing lead from city residences.
After a week of speculation, the university has finally officially announced its new men's basketball head coach, former player Jerry McNamara.
That's right, Moira. And our sports anchor, Josh Richardson, he's here in studio to break it all down for us. Josh, tell us all about our new coach.
Thanks, guys. Earlier today, Syracuse men's hoops officially named its next head coach. That's right, former player and national champion Jerry McNamara returns to Central New York to hopefully right the last few years of wrongs the program has endured. GMAC said in a statement earlier today, quote, "This program has given me everything, and I'm ready to give back to it." Syracuse did not provide any details of McNamara's new contract, nor would it cost to buy out GMAC from Siena, where the coach spent the last 2 seasons. McNamara took over a Saints program in 2024, coming off a 4-win campaign. In year 1, that win total jumped up to 14. Last year, 23, with a first conference championship since 2010. This past year was capped off by McNamara bringing Siena to the NCAA tournament as a 16 seed and falling to top-seeded Duke. The Saints led for nearly 3/4 of that game, though, against the Blue Devils, and even in the loss, it was enough of a first audition for McNamara to gain the attention to be heavily considered for Syracuse. The Orange have now missed the big dance for 5 consecutive seasons. That's the longest drought in over half a century. Now it's GMAC's program to turn around. Guys?
Josh Richardson, thank you for your reporting. Well, besides the exciting announcement of a new head men's basketball coach, March 24th is a very special day for campus because it's Q's Giving Day. To celebrate the university's 156th birthday, several events are happening across campus. The annual Day of Giving featured free food, student organization challenges, and a goal of 4,444, a lot of fours, individual donors. Students from across campus, including our Isabella Gawan, hosted an all-day live stream for the event. As of now, over $1.5 million has been raised.
$1.5 million. That's
Pretty
amazing.
awesome.
And Giving Day, it's not the only thing to celebrate here on campus. On National Orange Day, we're also wishing our very own Auto the Orange a happy 156th birthday, just a little bit older than you and I and all the other students on campus. And in honor of SU announced the identities of the 2026 class of autos.
These senior autos are Audrey Becker, Colin Yavinsky, Jackson Martin, Thomas Condon, Lita Rossman, Morgan Kingdensky, Omelina Wolf, and Sarah Jacoby. The seniors represent all different majors and organizations across campus. It's very exciting. We don't ever know all 4 years really who are the autos,
Not
so
at
it's
all.
one big secret. I have to tell a little anecdote. For the past 4 years, my roommate Gigi, actually all of my roommates have been going around telling everyone I'm one of the autos.
Really?
I got like 20 texts
Aren't
being
you
like,
way too tall to be an auto?
I was thinking that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm 5'8". There's no way my legs will be too long to be an auto. They are devastated today. So it's been a long day, but I'm not an auto.
Maybe part of me, kind of thought you were the auto too, but I guess
Maybe
we were
the
all,
energy,
we were
but-
all wrong. And staying on the Hill, concerns of safety on South Campus are growing after reports of break-ins. Our Sophia DeStasso tells us how students are taking extra steps to protect themselves.
For students living on South Campus, locking the door is no longer enough.
It was probably around like 2 in the morning and we just heard like all this rattling. The next morning I noticed that the door was unlocked and then we were leaving and the door wouldn't lock, which was weird because it had always locked fine. And when we looked at the side of our door, it had looked like somebody had tried to pry it with a crowbar.
Someone attempted to break into student Allie Anderson's apartment just months ago, leaving her sense of security shaken.
In my head, like in the back of my mind, I was always like, okay, that's a possibility, wherever you are. But I was always just kind of like, oh, it won't happen to me.
Students are taking matters into their own hands. They are now installing their own Ring doorbell security systems to help prevent break-ins. With concerns growing, they say that protecting their space is not optional.
We get an email every week from DPS saying like how to take safety precautions to prevent break-ins, especially car break-ins, and it's like I feel like I shouldn't have to worry about that as a college student. Like, I'm here to just focus on school.
In those emails, DPS urges students to take precautions. They say, always lock your vehicle doors and ensure windows are fully closed. Do not leave keys, key fobs, or valuable items inside your vehicle. And if you see suspicious individuals, do not approach them. Instead, contact DPS immediately. But for Anderson, even those measures don't feel like they're enough.
I was thinking back to when I was in my dorm, and I was like, I always felt so comfortable having my door unlocked in my dorm, because it was like you had to scan into the building and then scan in with the security guards. And like, I got home at 2:30 last night and the gates weren't even down in South. So it's like sometimes they're closed at 9 p.m. and it's just kind of a pain, but then it's also like when they really should be closed, they're not.
For many students, feeling at home on South Campus now comes with a lock and a camera. Reporting for Citrus TV News, I'm Sophia DiStasso.
Sophia, thank you for your coverage. The Newhouse School and Spectrum News have announced a new partnership to provide students with hands-on experiences and professional development opportunities. Starting in the fall, Spectrum News journalists will be in the classrooms offering new courses in advanced producing and investigative journalism. Newhouse Dean Mark Lodato says, quote, "This unprecedented partnership with such a respected news platform will blaze a new trail in how media organizations and universities can work together to serve local communities," end quote. As part of the program, students will also have opportunities to intern at Spectrum newsrooms across the country and report from events like the 2026 midterms and 2028 Olympics. Well, we're seeing some good news with the new partnership on top of the good news today. Jude, we saw the sun. I mean, that never happens here.
Never. In March, it's been great for what? Weeks at least. And I was telling you before the show, I think you saw me walk into the studio. I came in a cutoff, right? Sun's out, guns out. You can't complain about that, right?
It was just such a breath of fresh air. I'm listening to music and I'm like, oh, I'm seeing people out, sprawled out on the main campus lawn. It was incredibly exciting.
Absolutely.
I think we got Brody Miller outside today enjoying that sunshine. Look at Brody out there. Brody, are we going to be seeing the sunshine continue throughout the week, or is this just for today?
Yeah, guys, in honor of Giving Day, it seems the sun decided to come out and give us these feelings of spring we haven't seen almost all semester. And even though on paper temperatures are seeming pretty cool, around 40 degrees with wind bringing temperatures feels like down to around 35 miles per hour, the sun makes all the difference. I'm outside right now feeling pretty warm in just my light jacket. Students around campus feeling the same thing. I saw people running around in shorts, just taking in, basking in the sunshine. The UV of 1, much higher than 0 that we've been seeing lately. And what's crazy about this is just last week there was snow on the ground, but we're not going to see snow over the next 5 days. I'll have your full 5-day forecast later in the show. Jude and Moira, back to you.
Brody, it looks beautiful out, even with the shades. I wish I was out there, not in here. Well, the Syracuse City School District is rolling out a new learning initiative. Our Sophia Dragier spoke with teachers about Elevate 315.
Starting fall of 2026, the Syracuse City School District is announcing a new initiative called Elevate 315, focused on individualized learning for students.
It is supposed to make it so students have more time learning the skilled targets that they need, not just teaching to the whole group. A lot more small group, which would be geared towards the kids in that. You would have to group kids. You can't really do a lot of one-to-one. We don't have enough adults. But so smaller groups geared towards what their skills are based on the assessments that you're giving them regularly.
The goal of this program is to move away from a one-size-fits-all teaching model, breaking students into smaller groups based on their needs. However, with staffing shortages, teachers question whether they have the bandwidth to make this work.
Whether or not we have enough teachers, that's a huge question, right? That's a huge concern. The other concern is the number, just our ratios of students to teachers in our classrooms. So really, when you're rolling this out, you're looking at what are the other kids in the room going to be doing? And a lot of times it ends up being, self-guided or else on a computer, right? So how we want to, it's a really tricky balance to make sure that the kids who can function independently are not solely getting independent and computer work, and that the teacher is able to spread their time out evenly amongst all groups, it's a lot. The most important thing we need to ensure is that our educators, who are the ones who have to implement it, have their voices being heard and have a seat at the table. Because if you don't have buy-in from the people who are expected to implement it, it's never going to work anyways.
Sophia, thank you for your coverage. Governor Kathy Hochul has proposed new legislation to strengthen New York's gun laws. Requirements would make it so guns cannot be easily modified into illegal machine guns, and new criminal penalties will be established for 3D printed firearms.
I want to reiterate to those who are creating homemade killing machines, illegal machine guns, and 3D printed ghost guns, I have a simple message. No longer here in the state of New York, not on my watch, and I want to get this done.
And Kathy Hochul just saying it right there, as Moira said, no more of these modified guns in New York State. As you see on your screen right now, or you will in a couple minutes, we're going to talk about a dog whose unexpected swim in the Seneca River last night ended with a rescue. And I promise, when you see this video, it's going to be good news. And I'm talking about it now. This golden doodle, his name was Cooper. He jumped in the Seneca River and he was struggling to swim. A helicopter crew came in on the scene and performed this amazing rescue from the helicopter. It shows the video deputy, Levi Taylor. He's coming in and he scoops the golden retriever out and he pulls him out of the water. And Cooper, the golden retriever, good news, he's been returned to his family after being reported missing earlier in the day. And so everyone's happy and Cooper's back home.
Coming up, the company of ChatGPT's recent mission to develop technology that benefits humans.
Plus, a plan by Senate Republicans could reopen the DHS. What that means for airports when we return.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow that down, please? This is 28.1.
28.1.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6, with Moira Vaughan, Isabella Galan, and Brody Miller. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Iran and Israel have made massive airstrikes across the Middle East today. This has affected neighboring countries, including Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Lebanon has also been severely affected after Israel claimed that they are only targeting areas with Hezbollah militant group members.
This comes just after Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif says that his country is ready to facilitate, quote, meaningful and conclusive talks, end quote, to put a stop to the war in Iran. The president also made similar comments yesterday.
We might not have to worry about those lines at the airport for much longer. According to NBC News, Jude, the Senate is positive about reopening the Department of Homeland Security. NBC reports that Republicans have made a plan that could gain enough Democratic support to fund the DHS and get TSA workers back at the airport.
That's great news, Moira, and reportedly the plan will fund all of DHS except for ICE. Then, once the DHS is operating again, Republicans will attempt the reconciliation process to fund the rest of ICE and pass part of the Save America Act. However, no official plans have been put forward yet.
OpenAI Foundation, parent company of ChatGPT, has pledged to grant out $1 billion, yes, $1 billion over the next year, and to build its capacity as a philanthropic funder. This move is a part of OpenAI's mission to develop AI to benefit all of humanity.
And the funding will go to support life science and health research. It also seeks to reduce the impacts of AI technologies that they have on jobs, the economy, and mental health. The foundation also announced it will recruit a new director to oversee grant making.
And coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your 5-day forecast. Stick with us.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Over the next 5 days, I have some good news for you. Temperatures are going to be pretty warm with our warmest day on Thursday in the 60s. I haven't seen temperatures in the 60s since I think first semester, but we're going to have some PM rain, so make sure you got your umbrellas for that. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's looking like a sunny weekend, so that's good news as well. Taking a look around the region, temperatures are staying in the high 40s, so pretty sunny all around central New York here. But as we mentioned earlier, today is National Orange Day, and I am a huge auto fan since day one. As you can see, we have some pictures of me in my little auto shirt when I was a kid. Auto Pillow Pet, great guy, big fan, always scootering around campus. Love the positive energy he brings to campus. Also, we got some pictures of the News Live at 6 squad with Otto. Everyone just loves him. That's Moira and her friends that believe she was Otto. Shout out to Gigi. But here's a QR code. You can donate to CitrusTV. Love that. So make sure you can give a birthday gift to Otto and give back to us. It's the best of both worlds, really. John, what's coming up in sports?
Coming up for sports, Syracuse women's basketball battled UConn in the NCAA tournament yesterday, and Syracuse women's lacrosse had a trip to Albany today. We'll catch you up on all scores after this.
women are bad with money.
That's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that,
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault. Then the funds.
learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Last night, Syracuse women's hoops made it back to the round of 32 for the second time in 3 years in the NCAA tournament. There's only one issue, though. The Orange had to battle a juggernaut. Welcome into sports. I'm Josh Richardson. Top-seeded UConn entered yesterday's matchup on a 51-game win streak. Could the Orange snap it? Let's find out. Syracuse traveled to Storrs for the 5th time in the last 7 tournaments that the Orange have competed in. It didn't go very well off the jump. Uche Izoje misses the layup. Journey Thompson, offensive rebound, puts it back up and in. That would really be the closest that SU was all night, that 4-2 deficit. Izoje makes another jump shot. She had a team-high 12 points on the night for the Orange. Contributing off the bench, Angelica Velez had some action for her first time in this NCAA tournament, but this one was all UConn. AZ Fudd triple. Get used to that. It'll happen again. AZ Fudd steal. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Fudd triple again. 34 points on the night for Fudd, tied a career high for her in her final game in Gamble Pavilion. How about a corner three? Yeah, that's correct. That score is correct. 70-14 in the third quarter. Nothing was going well for the Orange. Olivia Schmidt, the hero against Iowa State, turns it over. Syracuse, just a bad loss to UConn, but not one that was very surprising. 98-45 the final, the worst loss in the Felicia Leggett-Jack era for the Cuse. Earlier today, though, number 5 Syracuse women's lacrosse took a visit to the Capital Region to take on UAlbany and came away with its 8th straight win. Syracuse now 8-3 on the season, 10-8 the win over the Great Danes. And now that'll be all for sports. We'll be right back.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. When you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be 31 degrees with some sunshine and some clouds, so you might not need to bundle up too much. But as the day goes on, the clouds are going to roll in, covering up the sun, and temperatures are going to reach 43 degrees. Back to you guys.
Brody, thank you. Well, that's Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Tuesday.
Don't forget you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Jude Bazerman.
And I'm Moira Vaughan. Have a great night, Syracuse.